Hello, everybody. Imagine yourself, you work for a company, and this company is kind of sending you your salary direct deposit weekly, bi-weekly, or every month. They're sending you the money, but it's going to go to another account. So you work for this money, and the money is going to another account. What would you say? Huh. It's impossible. It's ridiculous to accept it. Yeah, this is a kind of like concrete example. We live it, so we feel the pain. There are other things in our life that we don't feel the pain, they are abstract. We're going to get to that. Now imagine yourself, you are developing a body. In other words, you exercise in order to develop your own biceps, deltoid, pectorals, etc. But they are not yours, someone else. It's impossible as well. Now, how to get in touch with the self? How to develop the self? If you ask anybody, are you in touch with the self? Of course, person is touching the self. Yo, look at me. Hey, I exist, I'm awake. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I'm thirsty, I drink. If I get to satisfy all the desires, I'm ready to respond to every desire. Okay? So that means I'm in touch with the self. If I respond to my instinct, that means I'm in touch with the self. That's fine. My approach is a little different. I look at it from a different angle, from a different perspective. How to get in touch with the self, how to be yourself. By the way, my name is Mohamed Ashur. Getting back, I look at it, why we have mistakes in our life. We have mistakes in our life. And if you say mistake, there was something acceptable that is accepted by the rational mind, and then we did something that contradicts that. We call it abnormal. If we make mistake, make mistake towards each other. We just call this mistake. If we break the law, we may call that infraction. And when the law is a little higher, which is the case of United States, we call this felony. If we break the law towards the divinity, religion, we call this sin. But it is a mistake. Let's just stick to the general word. As I said, now, despite the fact like your background, religious background, your culture, oh, this is acceptable in my culture, this is, it's not like the others. No, I'm talking about these things. I'm talking about something like that is a part of our intuition. I have a cat next to me here. If I give him a piece of meat, he's going to eat it next to me. Or maybe a little distant, few feet away. Just here. But he's going to eat it. You can tell that he is thanking me. But if he steals the piece of meat, he will run away and eat it outside, somewhere else. He feels that he did something wrong. We did not send him to school, and he's not religious. Okay, so I'm talking about the rational minds. Intuitively speaking, all of the world, they understand, they feel that. They feel what is normal, what is abnormal, before any fabricated dogma was imposed on the person or inserted into his mind for an agenda. You get my point here? Before the human being become indoctrinated, he knows, he feels what is normal, what is abnormal. We live in a world where a lot of things, they were a part of our intuition, and then we neglected them. Probably we have been indoctrinated with certain dogma, with certain doctrine, and then we no longer feel these so-called remorse of conscience. We are going to share an experiment together. As I said, I have a cup here next to you. A cup or a glass, whatever. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in a bag, a transparent bag, and I'm going to break it. I chose a transparent bag such a way we can see the pieces of glass. And I will ask you a question. Why I'm giving this example? Please look at it as just a metaphor, as an example. This is not a big problem. Even though I stole it from my mom, if she saw me, she would really get mad at me. Anyway, I said I'm talking about a mistake when we harm people, when we cause harms to others, we jeopardize other people's lives. We can make them miserable. We can make people suffering because of our maybe egoistic agenda. So look at it from this perspective. Do not just look at this small example. As I said, I'm going to put it here. Look at it. Oh, sorry. So, as you can see it, I am going to break it and ask you a question. Hey, look at it. Is it broken or not yet? No, it's broken. You can see it. I'm asking everybody, is it broken or not? Yes, it is broken, and I expect everybody to agree with this. That is true. I'm not a magician, so I'm not going to join the pieces of glass and get it to its original state. In my opinion, it's not broken yet. That's not my main concern about this example. I'm going to see the person's reaction. I'm going to ask this person who just broke it, sir, did you break it? His answer, yes, I'm sorry, I recognize. I broke it, I really apologize. Here, the pieces of glass, they are there, we throw them, but the principles of reality, they remain intact in his mind. What I mean by the principles of reality, in other words, he's still logic. He's still logical, and he did not modify, change, jeopardize his reasoning. So, we ask him another question. Sir, did you break it? Another case. No, I didn't break it. No, I didn't break it, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, this is like being arrogant, or I'm going to fabricate another scenario like an alibi, justify my act. Then here, the piece of glasses, they were here. They were shifted to his mind. Now his mind is broken. Initially, if he recognized that he broke it, intentionally or not intentionally, it's another topic. If he recognized that he broke it, his logical mind remains intact, meaning the healthy mind still distinguishes between right and wrong and between good and evil. If he has to follow it by an apology, to do something to rectify his error, that's another topic. I don't want to, jump to another topic because it's very important. But if he denies that, and we can see that he is the one who did this, then here the pieces of glass, they will be shifted into his mind. Now, it's not the piece of glass that in his mind that is broken with the pieces of glass. What will be the repercussions? What will be the consequences? The world outside me, which is the objective world outside me, will be exposed to me according to my mind. My conception, my perception will be based on that illogic logic. I see the world outside me according to the logic. I'm not talking about one event, two, etc., and the person feels that kind of remorse of conscience that he has to deal with. I'm talking about repeatedly when he jeopardizes his mind, his healthy mind. By the time the person he did something wrong, we have remorse of conscience. What are the remorse of conscience? In the Western world, when they speak about remorse of conscience, they tend to take it like in a bad way. You should learn how to forgive yourself. You should learn how to don't worry. They establish the doctrine of don't worry, when in fact the mistake is a wake-up call. The mistake is your uniqueness. We live in our life driven by the flow of the traffic. The flow of the traffic, you are with them. Are you making any effort? No, you are with the flow of the traffic. You are with the flow of the routine. The flow of the emotions is the same thing. It's just following the routine, driven by the routine. So the mistake, when you do mistake, is a wake-up call that is telling you, yo, there is a uniqueness in you. What is this unique? That's so wrong. It's me. Don't be driven by the majority. Oh, everybody does that. Don't worry. How can you telling me don't worry, man? That pain that you find it or you feel it is for a good reason. That is the touch with the self. You're not in touch with the self. You are in touch with your desires. And desires is not the self. So you get in touch with the self, that kind of mistakes, those remorse of conscience is to get in touch with the self. Now, let me breathe a little bit. The first judge who's going to come and tell you you are wrong, who is he? Who is the first judge? Who is the first policeman? Who's going to come and tell you you are wrong? I don't know. I heard that voice. I don't know, but I didn't hear it from the outside world. Where is it located? It's located in the subcortical region of the brain, below maybe the hypothalamus. Maybe. You hear it there. Nobody's going to tell you that. If you got this gut, or to have your eyes and your ears pointed inwardly, you would hear it. But if you escape that, you wouldn't hear it, of course. You wait for people to agree with your wrongdoing. As I said, that is inside your conscience. Now, how does it pop up? These healthy impulse that's going to pop up to the surface of your conscience, the same thing like air bubbles, they pop up to the surface of the water. Sir, you are wrong. What I do by fabricating a scenario, an alibi, I push it down. Sir, you are wrong. I'm right. Sir, you are wrong. I'm right. It keeps popping up, but the force is diminishing. And then, especially, you ruin yourself. Civilizations had ruined themselves. Nations had ruined themselves by fabricating what is so-called in this modern society resolution. Amendments, they do this just to, reforms, etc. And everything has to do with their egoistic agenda, even for the price of jeopardizing maybe communities, maybe generations ahead of them. This is the biggest problem, as I said, is to justify your wrongdoing with an alibi, with fabricated scenarios. And you know deeply inside you. If I say it, but it keeps popping up. Now, at the end, the last impulse that's going to pop up is like an old man, a very old man, who can hardly stand up. And he's going to give me the last voice. So, you are wrong. And I bury it for the last time, and that's it. I killed it. I didn't kill the old man. I killed the impulse. Now it's not going to pop up. Now I'm comfortable. Do you call this comfort? Yes, I am. I have a healthy mind now. My conscience is not disturbed. I am not disturbed by these healthy impulses because I eliminated it. I am not disturbed by a loyal congressman. I am not disturbed by a loyal counselor. Even I obliged him to resign. I'm by myself. See, the first time when the impulse, healthy impulse, was popping up to the surface of the conscience, if back then, if you put me under a lie detector, the lie detector would blow up. Not only looking those zigzags. Gosh, you know what I'm saying? But now, after I killed the impulse and I buried it, if you put me under a lie detector, you wouldn't find me lying. Because the impulse that is going to cause this kind of zigzag on a lie, I killed it. I believe my lies. I killed it, and I killed a lot, not only one impulse. Sorry, sir, just we want to ask you a question. Could you possibly tell us where is the coffin or maybe the cemetery where is buried these healthy impulse? Well, I think they said it is buried somewhere. Could you tell us where is the somewhere? There is no somewhere. It is buried in the back of my subconscious. I carry it all the time. You got my point here? And I'm comfortable. Do I ask my conscience? My conscience is telling me I'm right. Of course you're right. Yeah, of course. And even if there is a congressman, it's going to be my product. It's a part of my product. You get my point? All of them agree with me because they are all my product. I fabricated them. Anyway, getting back now, as I said, the mistake was meant for something to get in touch. This is your uniqueness. If you know what is good, what you're going to gain from those kind of remorse of conscience, what kind of force you're going to gain, you wouldn't probably escape them. You can tell that something is against your desire, is telling you, sir, you're wrong, so, and you deal with it. Let's just take a concrete example. If you do something against your physical action, if you do something is pushing down the gravity and you try to lift a free weight, you are developing your biceps, deltoids, pectoral, in a leg, quadriceps, what maintaining probably your equilibrium, your abdomen, etc. This is a physical action against your, probably, something is contradicting your force. So the rebound, you will develop your muscles. The mistake is the same thing. If you admit it, what will the mistake develop? It will develop muscles. Where are they located, those muscles? I think they are in the mind. But we don't see the volume. I mean, otherwise you would see something like this. Like a balloon, like... No, this is a character. We say someone has a strong character, another one has a weak character. The one who has strong character can face reality, and he deals with it, and he can deal with the unusual. If he is confronted by the unusual, the man with a strong character, which including a woman, but a woman is going to tell me, did you put me out? No, you are a part of us. I love women anyway. So, as I said, that's a healthy mind. You are reinforcing your character. We're going to deviate a little bit to the medical sector. Have you ever heard doctors telling you how your immune system get nourished? Yes, you should eat good, good. What does it mean, good? You eat all kind of vitamins a day, 3,000. You don't even exercise and you eat 3,000 calories a day. You should go to the gym to burn those calories. You should first eat them and then burn them. Burn. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's fine. That's your logic. That's fine. Me, I don't buy that. And excuse my rejection. I take it in a third or a fourth position. I go to the gym and I eat good, but not like this. So anyway, have you ever heard them telling you anything has to do with how the brain exercises? How do you exercise the brain? Have you ever heard of anything like that? I'm not excluding the fact there are some of them very deep, very smart, and very loyal, which I respect a lot, and I owe them a big respect from every ethnic, religious, national, whatever background. Religious wherever. You get my point? I'm talking about what is dominating the media today. So, the body was created primordially, was created intuitively, primordially, with such a force, with such an army to defend any virus that could possibly appear in a near or far future for the rest of this existence. Every virus, I said, without exception, you know it or you don't know it. There is nothing created in this existence. Everything is a transformation, and the body can deal with it. The doctors tend to separate psychosomatic sicknesses and somatic sicknesses. They consider somatic sicknesses if they come directly to the body, such as paludism, cholera, typhus, Ebola, and recently, corona. These are all somatic sicknesses. Psychosomatic sicknesses, these are sicknesses that are derived from the brain, from stress, etc. So, when in fact, everything is psychosomatic, not from its originality, the way it is originated. I'm talking about the sickness, the way it is originated. I'm talking about its cure. The mind exercise, and the repercussions are on the body. You remember when we spoke about that impulse? I just gave a word. I said impulse was popping up to the surface of your conscience and telling you it's wrong, and you denied it, and you killed it, and you fabricated the scenario just to justify your egoistic agenda. You know what you have killed? You have killed the white cells. You have killed the white cells. The white cells that's supposed to defend the body, and it recognizes every virus. I said for the rest of this existence, they recognize the virus and they deal with it and they fight it for the rest of this existence. That white cells that's supposed to defend the body, they will welcome the virus. The same thing you welcomed the illogic logic into your mind. Well, sir, we can take this as an axiom. In other words, it's acceptable but not proven scientifically. Are you waiting for them to to prove it to you? Corona is not a joke, and I'm not smiling because of what's going on in the world. God forbid. We have in our community here a lot of people are dying. But the thing is, Corona is not today. We have prepared the land for Corona to welcome it decades ago. Our illogic logic, we tend to see the world not as it was primordially created. We just create and we follow, you know what I'm saying? The individuality tend to get lost. There is no individuality. You see, if they lie, if they don't prohibit it, don't worry about it. I have a pain of my remorse of conscience in the institution. Don't worry. How can you say don't worry? Somebody is coming to your backyard, your immune system is getting something wrong with it, and you are telling don't worry. What you mean about don't worry? And you say this is like it hasn't been proven scientifically. Reality is inside you. You don't need people to come to you to tell you this is real. When we speak about scientific evidence, it's not because we are looking for scientific evidence. No, that's not true. It's because we became slave of our emotions, and we don't have the courage, the gut to think. The logic that is puisque donc ce qui implique, I said it in French, because of such, that's why, and which implies this kind of logic, we always wait for it to come from otherness. That's the intellectual slavery. Otherwise, I feel it. It's me, I feel it. Now, a question might arise. If you say that, aren't people out there that are loyal, logical, etc., why people are dying? This corona had ravaged the world. This is what I'm saying. And we can expect worse than this. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I said it was already the land, the acceptance, the predisposed nature for this virus was already, like established. Now, if there is one person who is strong, we have seen people who got cured, they went they get caught by this virus and then they feel fine. Their immune system. But of course, if you are a healthy person, you're going to be among people, among others. How many people, how many soldiers you can fight? Your immune system will be dominated, of course. There is an overflow of the virus, you know what I'm saying? People are not dispersed. Some people are ready. They are strong. Their immune system is strong. Others are not. So this is what we are saying here. Now, as I said, even if the virus is fabricated, the body is ready to deal with it. The body is only a transformation, can deal with any virus in the world. But unfortunately, this is the way we were indoctrinated. Before our immune system got deteriorated, our logic became illogic. I hope this video was kind of useful, and possibility we're going to meet again and talk about those things in the near future or far future. Have a pleasant day.